Mia Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif Sahab is declared to have been elected as the Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Pakistani Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, who's accused of financial corruption, is set to visit Saudi Arabia very soon, and this will be his first visit after the illegal removal of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Shabaz, not so Sharif, is no stranger to the kingdom. He was in Saudi Arabia for a number of years in exile when the government of his brother Nawaz Sharif was overthrown in the 90s.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, welcome. Thank you for an excellent conversation and an excellent visit.
Folks, we all know Saudi-Pakistani relations weren't exactly the best during the reign of Imran Khan, so the Saudis are quite keen on patching things up by using Shahbaz Sharif. With Shabaz's selection to power in Pakistan, things are likely to improve between the two countries, and we might even see Pakistan's return to the Saudi axis and perhaps some further financial support from Saudi Arabia to Shebaz after completing his expected visit to the kingdom. Shabaz will do everything to strengthen his regime in Pakistan, so he'll need all the money he can get. On the other hand, I do wonder, can money save his regime? Especially with Imran Khan working day and night to bring down the selected regime, the imported regime in Pakistan. Imran Khan today is leading millions to protest and demonstrate, calling for the rejection of the Shabaz regime.
मैं पाकिस्तान के साथ बड़ा हुआ हूं। मैं बार बार लोगों को बताता हूं कि मेरे माँ बाप एक गुलाम हिंदुस्तान में पैदा हुए थे और उन्होंने पाकिस्तान की तहरीक में शिरकत की थी और बचपन से उन्होंने मुझे एक चीज बताई कि तुम खुशकिस्मत हो कि एक आजाद मुल्क में पैदा हुए हो।
The Saudis, after Khan's removal and before that also during Imran Khan's reign, divided Pakistan into two parts and consider that Imran Khan is affiliated with the Iranian Shia lobby in Pakistan, while Shebaz is affiliated with the Saudi Sunni axis, which is terribly laughable, but that's how the Wahhabi mind works. Normal people with a bit of sense and logic and less Wahhabi hallucinations saw Imran Khan as a prime minister that tried to stand in a neutral manner between Tehran and Riyadh. That's all. Shabaz is desperate to be with the Saudis. Upon his announcement as Prime Minister, Shabaz thanked the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman, and his Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and praised its permanent support for Pakistan in all adversities and difficult times. Really? Imran Khan has described Shahbaz Sharif's selection to power as a coup and an American conspiracy that led to the withdrawal of confidence from his government and, in effect, the ouster of Imran Khan. Imran Khan feels that this was all because of his refusal to condemn the Russian special military operations in Ukraine and his declared visit to Moscow immediately after the start of the Russian intervention of Ukraine and the strengthening of the alliance with China. Now, my dear friends, Shahbaz Sharif will of course receive a warm welcome when he does visit Saudi Arabia. Prince Mohammed bin Salman, after all, congratulated him on his assumption of office during a phone call. He also confirmed Riyadh's support for Islamabad, and Shahbaz's choice of visiting Saudi Arabia as the first country after assuming power has a great meaning in political custom. Now let's move over to something important. If you remember, folks, Prince Mohammed bin Salman had asked Imran Khan to return the $2 billion rescue package loan that Saudi Arabia had given to Pakistan, and Khan indeed returned $1 billion to the kingdom. During that same period, Saudi decided to deport Pakistani workers. These angry actions of Saudi Arabia clearly show Saudi Arabia was not happy with Imran Khan because he wasn't puppet enough. But why were they angry? Well, it all boils down to Yemen, where so-called land of Tawheed Saudi Arabia is bombing another land of Tawheed, the true land of Tawheed, blessed by the Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, Yemen. Imran Khan refused to get involved in the Yemeni war and took a neutral position on Saudi aggression against the defenseless people of Yemen. I honestly think Shahbaz Sharif will be digging a grave for his regime. What Shahbaz Sharif must know is, today's Saudi Arabia is not yesterday's Saudi Arabia. Everything has changed with Prince bin Salman.
Saudi Arabia is the most conservative country in the world, where women are still banned from driving and need the permission from their male guardian, be it a father, a husband or a son, to simply get a job. The royal family that's been keeping these rules in place insists they are part of Saudi heritage and therefore should be respected. But while prescribing this restrictive lifestyle for its citizens, some members of Saudi elite don't seem to think these rules apply to themselves. When it comes to cutting loose abroad, some of the Saudi establishment don't exactly present a picture of religious piety. Saudi princes have been seen raining hundreds of thousands of dollars on women in nightclubs, ready cash by their sides.
Shabaz said Saudi stood by Pakistan in difficult times and tribulations. That's all absolute BS, because Saudi Arabia was also the first stop for Imran Khan after his appointment as Prime Minister. Saudi didn't provide its support to Pakistan in relation to Indian violations of human rights in the disputed Kashmir region, which pretty much destroyed the relationship between Riyadh and Islamabad and raised questions about the validity of Saudi Arabia's stance on the matters of the Muslim world. So folks, the regime of Shahbaz Sharif may meet the political and military aspirations of Saudi Arabia. We might even see some Pakistani soldiers sent to Saudi Arabia to defend the Wahhabi kingdom from the Houthis. But the question right now is, how long will the Shahbaz Sharif regime survive, especially in the light of Imran Khan's growing movement opposing Shebaz and the huge popularity Imran Khan enjoys in the streets of Pakistan, which are sending shockwaves through the corridors of power. In the streets of Pakistan, Muslims are questioning Shebaz and his regime, chanting, "How much has Pakistan been sold for?" Maybe Imran Khan will return. The possibility is very real. And if early elections do take place in Pakistan, then you bet Imran Khan would win and he'll return with a huge majority and change the entire government system. And if early elections aren't called, then I also see it difficult for the regime of Shahbaz Sharif to survive till October 2023. That's when the proper elections will go ahead. Because today, folks, the neighborhood isn't exactly friendly. The Taliban controls Afghanistan. They're back in power. The Saudis don't support the Taliban like they did during the Soviet, when the Saudis were firmly in the American camp calling for bogus jihad against the Soviet. The Taliban today are close to Imran Khan, and we see the Taliban aren't happy with Shebaz, as days after the appointment of Shahbaz Sharif, the Taliban accused the Pakistani forces of carrying out airstrikes in Khost provinces and Kunar, eastern Afghanistan. Nearly 47 people were killed. The future of Pakistan will be determined by the victory of Imran Khan or defeat of his project. As Khan said it, it's either with the truth or falsehood, not neutrality.
We protect Saudi Arabia. Would you say they're rich? And I love the king, King Solomon, but I said, King, we're protecting you. You might not be there for 2 weeks without us. You have to pay for your military. You have to pay. And Japan is going to also contribute. You know, Japan, we protect Japan. They pay us a small percentage. We protect South Korea. They pay us. And by the way, we're doing great on North Korea, but South Korea, they got to reimburse us. They got to reimburse us.